Hey guys, it's Parsifal. I also go by Will, and I am back with another sketchbook tour. This one's another really simple 12-page sketchbook with singular colored cardstock. At least I think the last one had singular colored cardstock. It might have been yellow and white. I'm not actually sure. But this one is all pink, and you can tell because it's got like a bunch of Hello Kitty stickers on the front, and I think it's pretty cute, and I really wish that the insides could have been as cute as the outside, but I'm still kind of getting used to drawing in sketchbooks again and trying to get sketch pages done. So I'm still trying to work on it, and you know, it is what it is, but I finished this one pretty quickly for how not really used to finishing sketchbooks quickly I was, because it took me a while to get through some of my other ones. But I'm pretty happy with how the sketchbook turned out because I went back to like working on experimentation and just sort of going with what felt right. So this was from August 26th to August 31st, so it was about 5 days. So another 12 sheets, 24 pages, it's just pink cardstock. And I made a note that I'm getting back into sketch pages. It really feels sloppy, but that's the point of just trying, I guess. And sketchbooks are made for experimentation. Even if I'm not getting to the point where I want to, hopefully at some point I will be at the point I want to be at. So I started with a bunch of animal doodles. I took animal requests from my friends since I don't have many feral characters of my own. And I really just was bored this day and just wanted to try drawing some derpy-eyed characters. And so I just kind of drew ferals because that works on like a stylized feral head, and I'm not really good at drawing animals, so I figured if I was willing to try, then maybe I could keep going, and I did. It was really cool. So there's some cats and some rabbits, and I kind of tried to translate it into like how it would look on a human, except for this group of friends, they wouldn't all have their eyes open anyway, so it didn't really work. I might try it again at some point, but they all just kind of look done or smug or something. And then back to some more animals. These two were interesting because they either had a black sclera like this character did or didn't have any pupils at all, so that was interesting to work with. And I don't really know if I like this style for those sorts of eyes, because I really just like how like wide-eyed this style looks, and I like how the paint marker really stands out with that too, though that's also a factor of it being on toned paper. But and then some more sketch pages. These are some sketches from Fate's Thread that I'm probably not going to finish, but I wanted to doodle out anyway. I saw a shirt at work, and it reminded me of Esme and Yver, so I tried to draw them with that reference, and it didn't work very well, and I feel really bad because I drew them so much back in February, and I really need to just get back into drawing them again. Did I skip a page? I did not skip a page. Alright. This is an angel. This is another Esme sketch page, and I really, really like this sketch page because I think it's actually getting back into what I kind of want to do with sketch pages. So I'm not afraid to leave some things loose, but I can still finish up things that I want to finish up. And I tried to do that with these pages, even if there were sketches that I didn't really like. Some more derpy animals. This one's actually a Fey Yver. And this sketch page is another Cloris sketch page. I saw another shirt, so I just drew him in it, and this was just me working with like Cloris because I like him as a design. And then this was a bunch of Dativo sketch pages that most of them turned out kind of loose and I really wasn't happy with them, but I haven't really been drawing my own OCs for a while, so I'm kind of rusty with all of them. But I tried to find at least one sketch I like and clean it up a little bit, so we have this one here with Dativo giving the finger. A Breath of the Wild base sketch with the rubber armor, and I put it on Tivo. It's not really actually a very defined sketch, but it's alright. It's alright. And then this is a Dativo sketch page again, and again I just chose one sketch out of these 3 sketches to slightly clean up a little bit. And it's Dativo going, "What the fuck is a twank?" And that's because one of his friends, Uriel, called him a twank, and he had no idea what that was, and he still doesn't because Uriel didn't give him a straight answer. Apparently it's different than twunk. Then I have these character designs concepts here. I have a character named Sandoval who is a god who is shoved into a human, and I want to make another one of those. And I really love sea monsters, so I decided to go with that because I love my character Leia, and she's also kind of a god. But I didn't really want to go with Leia, so I went with a similar concept, one I was comfortable with. So I went with Charybdis, the Grecian sea monster who is sisters with Scylla, and she doesn't really have like a defined like physical form because she's creating whirlpools by sucking in water, and sometimes people see her teeth, but really people don't know what she looks like. So I figured that would be a cool concept for shoving a god into a human, because, or rather a creature into a human, because that way it's not really based on like what the creature looks like, and I could have some artistic freedom with that. So this is Waylon, and he has Charybdis inside of him, though unlike Sandoval, he and Charybdis have more merged into one being, even though Sandoval kind of does that, but he also has a very distinct separation between him and his god self, and Waylon doesn't really have that. He's still sort of learning, and this isn't necessarily going to be the final design, but I wanted to do something that was similar to Sandoval's eye glow, but not necessarily the same, because this creature is not a god of magic like Sandoval has. So I want to do something a little bit more monstery, so I gave him gills and then made it like slightly greenish around it and blacked out his eyes because that's the other aesthetic I really like, and did the same around the eyes so it has that sort of magic feel to it. And here's some more stuff with Waylon, and just sort of figuring out outfits and figuring out hair and ponytails and like whether he has a lot of teeth or not. And this one was just going straight in with a brush pen and playing around with that. It's still really a work in progress, but I'm kind of happy with how this is going. And it's honestly nice to work on some personal stuff where I can just like create characters to go with other characters, because I didn't really have a character that went along with Sandoval's like god possession, and that kind of made Sandoval a little bit OP, so now he's maybe a little bit less OP. And then here is Dativo again, and I'm just trying out different hairstyles and sketches again. Honestly, the big issue I've been having is I just haven't been drawing my own characters enough, so I don't know how to draw them anymore. Or at least it's not in my muscle memory as much. Then I tried to do some pony poses and some more pony poses and legs, because I've been trying to draw more ferals, and the beginning of the book started with cats and furry ferals and foxes and rabbits. So I figured, okay, why don't I try stuff with hooves for once? Didn't really go great, but at the very least, it's not the worst thing in the world to my eyes. So yeah, this is really just me scribbling around, I think. I mean, I really like these derpy animals, but I think this one is still my favorite sketch page in the entire sketchbook. But yeah, that's about it. It's a little bit more defined than the last sketchbook that I did, and it has a little bit more stuff in it that I'm happy with as opposed to the last one. But I'm still sort of getting into the groove of things and still trying to get used to doing sketch pages on bigger pieces of paper and not just doing clean, singular pieces of art. So there's that. But yeah, that's the end of this video.
Well, that's the end of this video. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, or contact me on any of my social media, which is linked in the description below. I also have my Patreon there if you guys want to throw a monthly donation at me. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye!